Well, good morning, my friends. Today, is the day after a very large wedding that we've just had here on the farm. And so we just have a little cleanup to do. And yeah, it was hosting on your farm sometimes can be quite the challenge. We don't do this very often. Once a year we host a wedding, and it went really, really well, but it's just a lot of work, and I think you forget what that is every single time, how much work it actually is to put on a wedding. I'm feeling a little bit like I was just ran over by a dump truck or something, but everybody is moving a little bit slow this morning. So I'm just going to take you along as we clean up a little bit and talk to you about what is all the details about what we do as far as hosting here on the farm. So let's go start by looking at Riley's arch. One thing I did find is that when we're hosting and trying to film for YouTube, it's incredibly hard. We had 32 people guests on the farm, and it was just a family and a few of their close friends. We did all the food, and we did the setup, the rentals, the tear down, cocktail hour, small bites, all the things. That's a bit much. All the flowers. So thankfully they didn't want a lot of flowers, but you know, when you're trying to get the farm in shape so that somebody's not going to fall or trip over something and it doesn't look awful, and I probably overthink it. My husband says I do all the time. I want things to be picture perfect, and then it's the amount of staff it takes to actually pull this off. So there's a reason that weddings are expensive, especially when you do them all yourself. And we tried to use as much as we could from the farm as far as the food goes. My husband did open fire cooking for them. We did chicken. We kept it really simple. We had 3 different salads. My sister Sarah graciously and her husband came and helped, and they did all the hors d'oeuvres. And she's, of course, a fabulous cook. They brought their own cake and dessert, so that was nice. We provided most all the drinks. We provided the wine and iced tea and water and coffee, tea afterwards. And let's see, what else did we do? And the flowers. But Riley did a really good job, I think. So I was just going to kind of show you. Oh, to top it all off, my husband, love him, had to finish the greenhouse, my little cute greenhouse. You've seen it before. He had to semi-finish it. It's not completed. You know how all those projects go. But he had to get it somewhat to the point where it looked okay for the ceremony, partly because of this. I'm going to show you. So this is where they wanted to get married. There is the greenhouse. We still didn't get the clothesline moved, but nobody seemed to notice. So those are the details that I'm like, yes. But I want to show you guys this. I mean, of course, this is absolutely stunning. Riley, my daughter, put this together, but look at that. I mean, it's been out of water for some time, but little circle arch that went around. Some of these roses are from our farm. These here are from our farm. The sage is from Bend. My friend from Sweet Posy, she's a floral designer over in Bend. She was doing a wedding here as well this weekend, just using our studio. But she brought this over for me. It's super sweet of her. And it smells just incredible. Really, really nice. So it was really fun because I saw Braden and Riley working together on that project, and it just makes your, I don't know, mama's heart just like, eat my kids. So they both worked on this big install together, and this is, they came up with some ideas and got it done. We kind of were on a time crunch, but you know, it was just fun to all work together as a family and provide such a beautiful space for folks to get married. Back to the greenhouse. So Jason finished this. We have just a little bit. We're going to put some corbels up on the top here. And I wanted a little bit of an overhang just because when it rains, I want this area to kind of stay a little bit dry. I have my 2 olive trees there, but I'll probably do something different. And I'm hoping that something will kind of grow in between these bricks that I laid. But I have just a touch of paint on it so it's not just stark white. And yeah, I'll show you inside. It's not done. This is the part that's not done. Oh, sorry. So we still have some shelving to put up and paint. We got the big window in the back. This is all solar run, so we're going to put fans in. My poor arrangement's dying. I had just a cute little arrangement in here just to kind of add a pop of color. Isn't that fun? Moved a few plants in. But I have to style this whole little greenhouse just so that I can show you a true, like a vision of what I have for it. But so now all I have to do is just move that clothesline, make it, I'm just going to shrink it down a little bit. It's only got 2 rungs on it, and so I want to just make it smaller or shorter so that you can walk in between. I want to plant a rose there. Of course, I've got this vision that just keeps going and going, but it'll take years to get there. But I want to move that clothesline in a little bit, and then add the other 2 lines, just kind of finish that project, so that you can kind of walk between the greenhouse and the clothesline instead of walking underneath the clothesline, which nobody cut their head off, so that was great. But I love how this turned out. We just have the 3 galvanized. This is like an herb container that just has lots of herbs. It's close to the kitchen. And then 2 beds of strawberries. There's just a rogue kale plant and some asparagus coming up on one of the beds. But I think it's going to turn out really good when it's complete and done. So, yep, just have to move that 1 line in a little bit. Here, I'll show you. So that just has to move in, I think, in line with that first galvanized tank so that you can walk through here. And then I'm just going to do some sort of rose that's going to grow up and over. So it's almost like you walk through to get to the back gardens. That'll be kind of fun. This is the other cool thing that I did. I haven't planted it yet, but I finally got my Vigo garden put together. And I'm just going to plant some more herbs in that and some flowers. But yeah, it's coming together, you guys. I'll do a whole video on this, maybe next week. I'm leaving on vacation. Next week, so probably do a simple video for you guys while I'm gone, and maybe then I'll do it after I get back from vacation. So here we go on cleanup. This is where we had our dinner for 32 people. My husband did a little bit of fire cooking. These are the borrowed plants from Wavra Nursery, which is my favorite nursery. They just loaned me the little stands, and they look a little bit worn for wear, but they need a little water this morning for sure. And Jason did some cooking over here.
Say, Chris.
Hi.
So now we just have a little bit of cleanup to do, and I've just got to get the table, all the rentals. So we rented these beautiful chairs. We had cream linens, just greenery down it. It was super simple. Black plates. I think we got a photo of that. Anyways, it turned out really, really nice. We had a little cornhole back here as well. People could toss. You know, we're just not really set up to have weddings, but these were good friends of mine and they asked nicely. So we're like, sure. And you know, it's not that bad once a year. When you're flower farming and trying to host, it's a lot of work. So we're gonna just minimize that one to only friends and family. And because then it just is meaningful as well that somebody that you know got married on your farm and they were able to be blessed by it. And it's not so much work then. So we live on a gravel road and we're in harvest and the trucks and the tractors roll by our gravel road with like vigor. And there is dust that will bellow all the way back to the greenhouse. And so I kindly and nicely asked my sister to write out a little sign, because she's got beautiful handwriting, and put it on the road. Her husband also is a grass seed farmer, so he totally understands. But I am like, I can't have this dust just bellowing back to where our guests are, because they're not used to country life. I am. And so she put it out, and thankfully everybody was so kind to just slow down. The tractors, the combines, the everything just slowed down. The semi trucks. We just didn't have time to like oil the road, and I'm not really a big fan of that. But anyways, yeah, this is so. Oh wait, can I see? So it was super nice of everybody just to like take a day to just slowly come by our house. And yeah, that made me feel good. Like there's still good in the world, that somebody would be just kind, right? Okay, so I'm off to make our stock, get the stock going this morning. And then we're gonna start picking some of these elderberry flowers and get that going. You guys, I didn't tell you this. We just got, our publisher is asking for the rest of the photos, so we did also a shoot, of course. It just landed on the week that we had this big wedding. So we did a couple style shoots here at the farm. We did a few others around. And today I'm gonna have to do a quick photo for the book for myself. Ugh, I have to like get all gussied up. Anyways, the book is coming out in the end of November, I think. So the mid-fall, right before Christmas, which is really cool because I think it's going to make a great Christmas gift for folks. And I can't believe how well this book is turning out, you guys. I think it's going to just give a lot of folks just a warm, fuzzy feeling, and just I don't know. It's just coming out better than I thought. My sister Sarah, who was helping me with this wedding as well, she's the Martha Stewart on steroids gal. She is actually doing some hand drawing doodles for the book. I kind of came up with that idea, and I know she's just super talented with it. So she loves doodling, and so she's going to be doing some hand drawings. We've got our recipes. We're testing recipes. Jason's actually testing one of the harissa pork meals, and so I'm gonna make some homemade tortillas. I know there's a lot on my list, but you know, it's just a big push to get it all done so I can go on vacation. That's the plan.
It's as simple as it seems, the twinkle in your eyes, the way that time slows down when you kiss me, as we fall asleep in a bed of butterflies. Close your eyes and then you'll see it. You don't ever have to look too far. You don't have to cover up your scars. You're perfect, darling, just the way you are. So before you think to rip yourself apart, open up my heart and you'll find love, 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 love. My heart and you'll find love. It will never grow old, even when we grow up. It's up to us to stop and smell each rose. They're the colors that we show, it's the feeling that we trust, and it's the brush that we both carry. You don't ever have to look too far. You You don't have to cover up your scars. You're perfect, darling, just the way you are. So before you think to rip yourself apart, open up my heart and you'll find love, 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 love. Love, love, love. Open up my heart and you'll find love. When you're searching hard and it seems to lead to nowhere, no matter where you are, know I'll always be there. You don't ever have to look too far. You don't have to cover up your scars. You're perfect, darling, just the way you are. So before you think to rip yourself apart, open up my heart and you'll find you don't ever have to look too far. You don't have to cover up your scars. You're perfect, darling, just the way you are. So before you think to rip yourself apart, open up my heart and you'll find love, 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 love.
So as you can see from the video, the wedding turned out amazing. The farm was as perfect as I could get it, and I was really good with how it turned out. You know, there's always things with doing events on your farm, and your farm's not completely set up for it. But every single time you do it, it shows you a little bit more of how you could do it better, things that you could either plant or move and that kind of thing. And so slowly growing your farm to be able to host events has been really kind of good for us. It's not that I want to do a lot of events on our farm, but I do like sharing our farm with others, and I do like creating these beautiful moments. And but like I said, they are a lot of work. You can understand why event centers are so expensive. And then to have an event center that's a working farm, that's again a whole nother scale of work. So definitely gonna limit the weddings or events that we have as far as like dinners and that kind of thing. As far as our classes go on the farm, we do those about once a month is what I like to do. We used to do a lot more of those, and I found that it was a little bit taxing on me. I love doing them. I love having people at the farm, but when you're doing them every single week on top of all of the other things that you're doing, that's kind of what wore me down. And then I thought, you know, I love them so much. I don't want them to get old and, you know, just be work. I want them to be something enjoyable. And so this year we've been doing one a month, and that's working out really, really well. I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, much success in all you do and grow, and we'll be seeing you shortly in the garden very soon back here at Crowley House. Bye-bye.
Just the way you are. So before you think to rip yourself apart, open up my heart and you'll find love, love.